Kwatamani will give you something to step to.
Yeah, the I recently received several alerts from friends, family, associates, elders, and well-wishers of the Belizean community and in the USA and elsewhere regarding slanderous and blatantly false allegations being directed at the I and the Kwatamani Royal Family Community Order through social media. Enough misinformation and deception has been spread with malicious intent to cause general confusion and the intentional polluting of a 50-plus year reputation of integrity and credibility. Enough is enough. As a spiritual healer by lineage and tradition, that I must state at the onset that we do not hold any ill wills against these individuals who are clearly expressing their own emotional discomfort and disgruntled state. Nevertheless, vicious character assassination and targeted defamation presents serious issues that the I must address. We further note that the accuser has committed a foul breach of honor, and therefore any issues of confidentiality and trust have already been severely compromised by the accuser. Thus, as the I state documented facts, let the proof be in the pudding, that is, putting the pieces together in order to provide full disclosure and clarity. Although we have compassion for the accusers, it would be a violation against the universal laws of divine order if the I did not provide divine guidance and protection for the women and the children of our family community. Thus, the I cannot stand by and allow this or any other reactionary attacks or false accusations, allegations, and defamation to go unchecked. I'm told that in January 2009, the main accuser first crossed our path by ordering one of our texts, exposing the ice-cold deep freeze mentality and whole life healing of sexual energy within the divine parallel. Her encounter with us over the past 9 years have been directed through the Kwatamani Holistic Institute of Brain, Body, and Spiritual Research and Development, Inc., a U.S. 501c3 non-profit organization with the mission of outreach and promoting whole life healing through lifestyle changes. And these encounters are well documented. The Institute is supported by offerings and contributions for services such as retreats, raw and living food preparation classes, spiritual counseling sessions, etc. Additionally, the Institute functions off of tax-deductible donations and gifts. We also note that the Sacred Ancestral Temple of Kwatamani is a Belize not-for-profit, limited by guarantee company, not having a shared capital. The temple serves as the spiritual entity of the Kwatamani Family Community Order in Belize.
Before I came here, the high priest said to me, and it keeps resonating. You mentioned it a couple of times since I've been here, and that is, we are not here for any kind of mystery or magic. We are simply here to follow the designs of nature, the divine designs of the universe. Did you all have shown a greater desire for me to live than even me myself? I thank you for the motivation, the encouragement, the resilience, the faith, the confidence, the love, and all the other positive vibrations that you have shared with me. Madasi.
Any of the initiates had any thoughts or expressions?
It's an opportunity, and it's so much more whatever I thought it was. It ain't. So all the different judgments and is this and is this, it's just something to be lived and experienced. It's an opportunity that words cannot fully express. This is it's an opportunity. It's next level. It's in action.
From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani royal family in 2011. Divine greetings. I must say I have so much going inside since I got back. While there in Belize, I felt more peaceful. Now I'm feeling angry, agitated, and appalled on several sides. I am suspicious of being yet manipulated again. I can't take any more from anyone. I'm being exposed to my own deceit in relationships. From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani royal family in 2012. Divine greetings. Fear and fright around money, taking a risk that I am encouraging myself and son to let go of this reality because it is spiritless and unhealthy to say the least, though it is the devil that we do know. I don't see any successful models out here or anywhere. I'm afraid of struggling more than I am already, especially economically. As I sit here at work, I think, can I really put a dollar value on peace of mind? I have never counted anything whole out here, ever. My godmother was the closest I've come to any type of example, and still I watch strong sisters settle on some level of being alone or the closest thing that they can get to a man, spiritual yet poor or impotent or full of sickness and disease, etc. I am repulsed by the idea of getting with yet another person out here. I don't consider myself frigid, just saddened and disgusted by starting another relationship doomed to the same vibration due to having no holistic guidance. From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani royal family in 2014. Divine greetings. I sometimes replay the time when I sat in that little bungalow with the high priest and priestess Gail, although I knew that I was making that trip because there was some help and clarity to be had that I wasn't getting anywhere else, and based on so many previous encounters could not be experienced like I was getting with my encounters with the sacred garden culture and what was coming through this man, the high priest Kwatamani. I know this because I tried. I even reasoned, well, they can't stop me. I will get this truth and keep doing the best that I can when I leave here, the rainforest. The truth is universal and I will get it because I want it and will work from where I am at. Plus, ain't no other man around here except the high priest, and he's too old. Please, I'm only sharing the thoughts that were passing through my mind and don't wish to offend. You know, I never thought I would see the day that I could grow in devotion to where I could really look past someone's outward appearance and standards on what is attractiveness. I really have never experienced love outside of some societally popular social habit that does not go past superficial attraction and momentary fickle and flighty feelings. I have never met someone who I could love because of the honor that they showed, compassion demonstrated in action to my spirit, as well as my son through actions, and all the time consistently. I guess I did kind of give up somewhere and think that that was dead and an impossibility. I also witnessed Sister Mazani's shift. I am humbled that a real spirit could, quote, open a pathway to her consciousness. Had we encountered you before, we both agree that the high priest is worthy of having been a real man to give some children. Might have missed that boat. Priestess Gail said that all of our debates and arguments are moot if we do not detox the pain. I reason with that daily. From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani royal family, 2014. Divine greetings. I am in chapter 6 and just had the wind knocked out of me. More of my self-hidden agendas exposed. It is beyond being ashamed. I see the high priest and the Kwatamani vibration are not playing games. No time. All along, periodically, I ask myself if I can really make it. Yes, I made certain agreements, then threw some so-called love gestures on top. That pain is deep, High Priest. I am not smiling right now. None of the elders of various communities ever went this far and in detail because I suspect that they did not detox and purge themselves or had the Ankh key to move beyond settling for each other's toxicity. And I guess this is as good as it gets. I told you before that I am terrified of experiencing that pain before, yet I am extremely disturbed and discontent, actually tormented, that I could be wasting my life at being a slave. From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani Royal Family, 2014. Divine greetings. There is a feeling so mad at Brother Errol for offending myself all those times and being right. Can't be mad at the High Priest, right? A gentle spirit who can't even see, though he can see and see right to the heart of the matter and see one's soul. Ain't even bothering anyone down there in the rainforest, minding his own and his family's business and broadcasting quietly an exposure of the self. How dare he? There is a feeling of just wanting to hit or punch or curse somebody out due to the lack of being in control and seeing that self exposed and naked. Don't even want to eat any food right now. Can't get no peace or lasting satisfaction. There is an angry feeling at being exposed. This is critical in seeing and pinpointing the self-sabotage in spite of information and acknowledgement of crappy behavior. Why the BS continue in spite of all-out efforts? Exhausting spiritual warfare. From Sister Mazani to High Priest Kwatamani in 2015. Greetings, Pops. I'm fine. I've been on the grind. But all is well. Kwasa is back, but she is not happy here. I can handle it here, but she is getting sick a lot. I would like for you to reach out to her and summon her back. She is dying here. I'm like a roach. I can survive in any environment. You know me, LOL. I love her, and because of my love for her, I'm reaching out to you. She will listen to you.
Time out. Come here. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Let's get it over because triple thought don't make no sense. That means you lose point means.
Just get it over.
Just a little bit over, just something. But you listen to a real pro now. It sure is.
I have my dad up. All right.
That's it, brother. Yeah, what the heck, Sister Pasha?
Yeah,
what the heck? I want you to get loose, be loose. We family, don't worry about it.
Hey, nobody judging you.
Yeah. Just be loose.
Okay. He want to peek to you too.
You got your piece.
Right.
Hello. You went out at it, didn't you?
Right. I gave it, you know.
What the heck?
Hey. Okay. All right, Sister Kwaza. Use your own advice you've been giving me. You didn't give me advice.
Yeah. First test her out now.
Test out.
Test her out first. Bring her in and send her out.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Woo! Showing off. That's right. Kwaza. Sister Kwaza. All right. This is going to be interesting. Now you see all that talking.
Go, Sister Kwasa. She got one on me.
She got a point, but they
got a
didn't
point.
win nothing.
You don't have no shoes on either. No, wow. It's okay. Garbage now. Right, that's a monster.
From Sister Mazani to the Kwatamani Royal Family in 2015. High Priest, I know I should leave now. I do not want to spend 3 months in Belize healing, then come back here for 9 months out of the year. I am so know my health is at stake. The 6 fibroids like a time bomb in my gut. I feel them and see them. Yes, I am afraid. And I know what I'm doing by being in this environment is crazy. Thank you for your kindness and compassion, also for showing me there is another way out and living. Yet there is a part of me that is afraid and stuck in this program. Sister Mazani to the Kwatamani Royal Family, 2015. I just wanted to say thank you for reaching out to me the other day. I plan on coming down in January. I just need to know a couple of details as far as cost. What is the cost of my healing for the 3 months? High Priest Kwatamani and the Kwatamani Royal Sisterhood to Sister Kwasa, 2015. We were actually thinking a little more than that. However, it is an extended family affair, so we will work with the 10. Make sure that Sister Mazani puts her loom, enough thread, etc., and other creative tools in the drum that we will attempt to put together. Sister Mazani posted on her Facebook page June 2017. Wow, cancer. She needs to go raw. Before I came to Belize, I was diagnosed with 6 tumors in my lower abdomen. Now, after 100% unprocessed, whole living, plant-based food consumption, I am now cancer-free. And a response from Kofet Kwatamani. Now that's an honorable expression of thanks, praise, and appreciation for the gift of life and all that the holistic living consumption of raw and living plant-based fuel does provide within the proper guidance and environment.
Holistic living lifestyle change. The person receives the benefit of those changes, which is called healing. Let us not forget that there are allegations of a fake healing program, although there were continuous and ongoing requests to return to the Kwatamani family community environment in order to maintain peace, mental stability, and a sense of wholesome health and well-being.
Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani Royal Family, 2011. I am so saddened. I felt that I had the best intentions. Kepra seems to have gone somewhere. I don't totally know what happened. His father said that he mentions wanting to kill me. Sister Mazani said that Kep is just pitting everyone against each other. I feel heartbroken. I'm seeking some clarity. I spoke to his father and told him that he could request a session. Kepra said that all the women in his life have betrayed him. Trying hard not to go with the guilt vibration. What did I do so wrong? I will try to be quiet and find out. Is it a crime to want to feel better? Brother Errol pointed out that that doesn't necessarily equate to healing. Brother Kepra to High Priest Kwatamani, 2014. Lastly, I wanted to acknowledge High Priest for the time you spent with me, speaking to me, providing clarity through emails, sessions on Skype, or in the rainforest. Your patience with my attitude, arrogance, stubbornness, laziness, and all other hang-ups. Being kind, pleasant, patient, generous, loving, gentle, but firm. Really, you just living out these qualities as just your way of life showed that a male can have these qualities and that it exists. Thank you for the driving lessons.
It's every day you all love me a special way, making my heart melt away. And from the smiles, the time that you give me shows that you care. I don't write a lot. This is old stuff. I don't write a lot, honestly. I just got one more to present. Just real quick.
The Kwatamani Holistic Living Healing Process inspires creative expression and group participation in developing natural skills and talents. Here is one such music project that the accuser's son participated in.
Time to take a stand, not a man. Time to resurrect the ancestral solar clan. Too many young brothers left dying, following that new age Babylon plan. Whoa, whoa, rise up
A point of reference that all of man, he and she, must overstand is that one is a product of one's environment. For instance, an alcoholic, drug addicted, or mentally afflicted individual can go through a detox, purging, and healing of those habitual ways. However, if the individual is placed back into the same old environmental influences that initiated that habitual personality, the same old association patterns, then the individual will eventually relapse into the same old ways, and oftentimes worse. 3 months after departure from the Kwatamani sanctuary, let's hear what the accuser's son had to say after he assumed that we were addressing his fam rather than addressing a general nature of consciousness. In our recent video, High Priest Kwatamani exposes the bitter, scandalous nature of heterophobia.
Facebook post by accuser's son, May 23rd, 2018. Yo, dead A, it'd have been smart if you would have kept your mouth shut and not try to take shots at my fam. You BA trigger. Really, I have no feeling for none of y'all, down to the little one, cause y'all never show love to me, down to the little ones. Really, it's like this, F you, and so on, in that same nature of energy. It continues. If you not coming for me, I ain't coming for you. Don't try that subliminal S, cause I would air out your dirty laundry. And yeah, my mom and my aunt gay. They money wasn't gay, right? That S rhetorical.
In late May 2018, a communique reached us, and in it, the accuser said, I have been quiet for over a year and a half.
May 25th, 2018, from Mazani Live. I've kept my mouth shut for a year and a half after leaving your land. All I want is my money back. $19,000 US for half an acre of land in Unitedville that I paid you for. I have the bank receipts to prove it. The land on Brother Olatunji's property that I paid for in US cash transferred to your account. I just want my money or my land that I paid for. From Sister Kwasa, September 2014. Divine greetings. Sister Mazani is creating like a whirlwind. She asked me via phone yesterday if I heard anything from Pops. I said yes, the same last time that she did, and that Pops said no selfishness will be tolerated, cause ain't no time to be toting that. She said,
We say to the accuser, we too have been quiet for over a year and a half, while vicious, unfounded, bitter attacks, accusations have been launched at us over internet and elsewhere. What we say to the accuser, why have you been quiet? And why have we been quiet? What is apparent is that there is something that we know about these deceptions. Here's what we say. You have spoken, and now we will speak.
The reason why I made mention of a few things is because, number one, we have the land space that's we have set aside for development takers, both within the family community and the family rights change. All of them have opened up the vibration of putting the land under the domain of that and we have no other interest other than stewardship with those particular spaces and places.
In other words, we of the Kwatamani Divine Social Economic Family Community Council do not sell land. We function as stewards, caretakers of the land, so as to ensure that the generation next have a place and a space to reside.
I could never understand why Belize have such prime land, but yet they will encourage our youths to stay in the city. The international financiers will finance these same revolutionaries to start a little garden in the city because they do not want those youths to have access to the prime Belizean land.
The beginning of 2017 marked a time of examination and evaluation. The accusers completed 1 year of residence at the Kwatamani Sanctuary. We have observed that many individuals are tormented by fear, anger, and or pain, and thus seek lifestyle change so as to relieve one or more of these afflictions. The accusers faced this process of detoxing and purging as initiates of temple study, which allowed them to examine their own thinking and reasoning patterns in order to modify their own behaviors for whole life change that produces healing. This process has been called brainwashing by some. In our many planning sessions, the accusers acknowledged severe anxiety around economics, that is, around money. As we discussed their plans, they expressed their interest in applying for permanent residency status, purchasing land, and generating an income. The accusers informed the INI that their budget was tight and there was an urgent need to generate finances after a year of retreat. They described various online ventures and entrepreneurial projects which required increased phone and internet access.
Garden Spices Magazine, January 2, 2017. When venturing to connect with Delilah Mazani Faye Mulrain, I found her by message. She was conducting a retreat in Belize. This is what she does.
First, we suggest that both accusers take a sincere look inside their soul when referencing scam, fraud, and fake activities. It became clear that the accusers had a hidden agenda in their consciousness and were maintaining independent operations while using the Kwatamani sanctuary as a halfway house. That is, going halfway with the holistic living vibe, with capitalizing purposes, using the sisterhood quarters and the sanctuary grounds as a scenic backdrop for their business ventures.
The Garden Spices Magazine article continues, January 2nd, 2017. For the last 9 years, Delilah has only consumed 100% raw and living fruits, vegetables, seeds, herbs, and nuts. From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani Royal Family, 2014. Regarding Sister Mazani, I think she thinks she gets over because she's not fat and works out. Thus, started to reintroduce cooked veggies and dead and devitalized, quote, veggie products to deal with her self-proclaimed addiction. She used to drink alcohol and act out and smoke weed a lot. Though she stopped that behavior for some years, she has transferred it even more to food addiction, which was already. All of us deal, Sister Mazani, Kepra, as well as myself, deal with gluttony to comfort ourselves. I'm telling as much as I can for a solid case for healing.
What the INI and the Kwatamani Royal Sisterhood came to understand over the years is that the accuser did come to us with a sincere and wholehearted desire to break the stranglehold of self-deifying domination and control that was suffocating her soul. The focus of the first accuser was to save the soul of her sister and her son, but in that, the ego-driven control nature did not allow her to enter the doors of detoxing and purging to heal. So the bitter pain of stuff in her past history continued to fuel that self-righteous nature that opposes divine order. The Kwatamani vibration is that failure is not an option. Therefore, regardless of the level of opposition, we continued our effort to bring clarity regarding the true nature of divine social, economic, family, community order. What has become very clear is that the Kwatamani Royal family community, the Kwatamani sisterhood, the women and the children are known as a major attraction in Belize, especially for those who are able to catch a glimpse of them at the marketplace or elsewhere. And the Kwatamani Brotherhood has become an expression of their own with their athletic physique and peaceful nature. In fact, what the accusers and those they vibrate with do not seem to understand is that the Kwatamani Royal family community is a very well-respected entity among the youth and traditional elders throughout the country. Our protocol of visitation is well known and respected. Therefore, we cannot allow any of this to be blemished by those of a halfway consciousness who are simply seeking personal profit and gain. We are about divine social, economic, family, community order, off the grid, with a focus on the youth, not on the individualistic ambitions of those who desire to promote their self, rather than promote the upliftment of family community order. What became clear is that the accusers were seeking other options, because within the divine social, economic, family community plan, we work entirely different, because we have an entirely different objective. The objective is to forward the holistic living thoughts, reasons, and actions of divine social, economic, family community order for the sake of the generation next. The accusers also expressed a growing concern about bearing the burden of recent renewed apartment leases. The accusers had informed us that they were maintaining 2 separate New York apartments. The accusers had long made us clear that they lived separately in order to peacefully coexist. On several occasions, the I stated, "This is about divine social, economic, family community order, and you all are living like jet setters. You have to prioritize beyond self." During the process of applying for residency, immigration officials informed the accusers that certain original documents of identification were needed. The accusers did not have those documents on hand, and in order to expedite the application process, they decided to schedule another trip out of the country in January to retrieve said documents. The accusers had not completed their rites of passage, had not forwarded into the next phase of study and preparation for emergence into divine social, economic, family community order, and therefore were in a holding pattern regarding their next step. As a result, they remained under the same obligations as the previous year in regards to contributions under the terms of the same 3-month agreement. The I offered family community support and what was called fatherly or elderly advice from Pops. There were many brainstorming sessions with the accusers. Also, during this same time period, there was a growing consolidation at Mount Hope as Baba Olatunji, our protocol coordinator, became more committed to manifesting his lifelong vision through what he identified as the reality of the Kwatamani Royal Family Community Order. In reviewing all that had been said, the I reasoned that there might be a possibility of a space at the Mount Hope location that might address the accusers' shift in focus. The I informed the accusers that we function as family community, or we function as a fee-based service provider for individuals. As February started, the accusers had made no contribution toward their living experience. The I suggested that we approach things from a community basis. That is to say, we work with what we have to support each other in a way that will open the doorway for family community success. There was much discussion, and interest grew rapidly about the possibility of an external location that might serve as a residence for the accusers while allowing them to pursue entrepreneurial ventures under the holistic living guidelines of the Kwatamani Family Community Order. On February the 9th, 2017, the accusers began to deposit funds as a contributing sign of good faith, and we decided to move forward with a family community plan of action. The main point was to preserve Mount Hope as a space where the principles and practices of a holistic living way of life would be required. There was talk about the possibility of purchasing a lot at Mount Hope. It was noted that once a property is sold, the seller relinquishes all rights to determine land usage. As a result, Baba Olatunji willed that he had no desire to sell any part or parcel of land on Mount Hope, and that all land was to be used to advance a holistic living way of life as prescribed by the sacred ancestral temple of Kwatamani. After expressing their disappointment, the accusers continued to look at other options on the Mount Hope land that could be pursued. In review, it could have been perceived by the accusers that their deposit was made to strictly serve their own personal whims, wants, and desires. It might have been forgotten by the accusers that they did reside within the Kwatamani family community sanctuary from January to June 2017. It might have been forgotten that the accuser 2 specifically was under a 3-month agreement that would automatically roll over if they were unable to align within a family community approach. What we are fully aware of is that it is quite normal for the individual to function within the I, me, my, mine syndrome that quickly ignores holistic living reality in favor of serving the will of self. We have stated over and over again, and we continue to state, that this self-asserting frame of reference cannot work and will not work within any family community order, especially the Kwatamani Divine Socio-Economic Family Community Order. Keeping with the principles of encouraging a holistic living way of life, we came up with option 2. Option 2 was a kind of community lease arrangement within a communal format, which covered a contribution, land upkeep, maintenance, and the construction of a small dwelling, a dwelling that would indeed be owned by the community and not by the individual. On February 11, 2017, there was a visit to Mount Hope to properly identify the space, clear the land, and mark the boundaries. Oh, all right. So I'm sitting right near? Yes. How the Kwatamani let him bring the Tunji's chair down?
They could, maybe they could have mixed, knock off the stone, but... Turn it direction. Come over here, you see Dorothy. Posing? Ready? Right here. All right. On this one, we're going to say the high priest and his 2 daughters preparing to forward this in divine social and family order. Get a little video movement and a little bit. Where they at?
You want to take it on this side with the brothers cleaning?
Yeah, let them.
I got video and photo.
Yeah, you do. You got anything?
Mm-hmm. I got it.
Stop fighting.
You want to take it from the back of the cleaning? Yes.
Come on, sister. I'm so proud of you. Somehow you stayed with it. Gave your papa a headache. Aren't you proud of you?
Where are you saying those words?
All right.
Just off the road. Just off the road. Half an acre. Secluded inside. Ah, come on. No, got it.
This time with Grandma, all I'm talking about, instead of going to Atlantic City, something they can put all of that, right? But this is right.
Yeah, you got all kind of potential. Just gotta be in divine order. Y'all gotta keep the order now.
However, somewhere within this process, Baba Olatunji withdrew his interest in a community lease possibilities with the accusers. As a matter of fact, he declined to be involved with any more land matters. And so, the I proposed option 3. This option was welcomed with enthusiasm as the plans for construction of the temple pyramid began to take shape. The option was to build a residential structure on the temple grounds as a kind of annex to the Kwatamani sanctuary. In fact, there was a one-word agreement that this arrangement would be mutually beneficial. The accusers would have direct access to electricity, strong internet and phone signal, as well as access to a prime space for private retreats, classes, and even gallery spaces, so long as all matters are coordinated and in alignment with the principles, morals, and values of the sacred ancestral temple of Kwatamani. On March 14, 2017, the first foundation was laid and a work team went out daily for the temple construction project. On March 27, 2017, the accusers received unexpected news from the Department of Immigration that their application for permanent residency had been denied. They had exceeded the maximum number of travel days out of the country for the evaluation period. The immigration officials stated that due to stricter enforcement of policies, the accusers would not be able to resubmit their paperwork until late October, provided they had no more travel days out of the country. The plan was to reapply, and until that time, work to secure the accusers within a family community network. Also, this was a time of critical need for Baba Olatunji, who was facing a major health crisis at Mount Hope, along with his mate, who was his primary caregiver. No doubt, these times weighed heavy on the accusers, who were facing a detoxing and purging crisis of their own, and the turn of events was beyond the controlling nature of any one individual. In early April, Accuser 2 was placed on restrictions at the Kwatamani Sanctuary due to disorderly conduct of emotional overload. She was barred from the reception hall and asked to direct her communications through Accuser 1. She was able to complete her restriction period, express remorse, and return to regular activities. In May, the first accuser had a loud and angry outburst expressing her frustrations. It reminds us of a particular expression the accuser shared back in 2014.
From Sister Kwasa to the Kwatamani Royal Family, 2014. Divine greetings. There is a feeling so mad. There is a feeling of just wanting to hit or punch or curse somebody out due to the lack of being in control and seeing that self exposed and naked. Don't even want to eat any food right now. Can't get no peace or lasting satisfaction.
The accuser was asked to leave the reception hall and was placed on restriction. The I refused to take the blame for prior emotional damage that the I have nothing to do with. As a matter of fact, the INI's actions have shown consistently over the past 8 years that efforts have been aimed at providing assistance, support, and spiritual counsel for the accuser, her son, and her sister. The accuser did not make it past her period of disciplinary restriction, and that was shown by the fact that she decided to leave rather than face the challenges of detoxing and purging to heal from the angry, controlling nature of her own reactionary outbursts. We asked the second accuser if she was sure that she wanted to leave as well. She replied with emotions and tears in her eyes and said she felt obligated to depart with her sister since it was she who had brought her into our community. We took them to their new location on June 6, 2017. The residential structure on the pyramidal grounds has been left vacant. It is our responsibility to complete that structure sooner or later.
We want to thank all those who have supported us here on Mount Hope. You come here, it's a beautiful place. There's a lot went into this and we didn't do it by ourselves. So many have supported us. And for my sojourn in Belize for the last 30 years, where the Belizean people have fed, clothed, and sheltered me, and of course my wife and my family. For that we are eternally grateful. We are so thankful for the presence of our beloved family, the royal family. They are always here with us. They always support us. Sometimes I'm a little bit envious of them because I haven't gone all the way. I just admire their resilience, their tenacity, their dedication, their commitment, their will, their courage to stand on the principles of righteousness, to stand where our parents once stood and we have now moved away from that. And I am eternally thankful to my beloved Elder Kwatamani and the royal family for being a model for us. They don't have to tell me. I know what a challenge it is for them in a world that's totally opposite to reality, totally opposite to righteousness. What a challenge it is to stay focused, and they have done an incredible job of it. I don't have to tell you. You can look at them and you could compare them with what the society look at, and common sense could tell you that they are on the right track.
Yeah, this piece here, well, this a love song, syncopated and orchestrated for you to step on. For the big, bad, and bold who think they're full grown, foot loose and fancy free with a mind of their own.